Can I age in peace? If I go on social media and I see some insane advice on keeping my skin fresh, smooth, and young looking, one more goddamn time, I will sue. I won't. I don't have the money. But what has happened? Why are we not supposed to age anymore? Why is that something that we need to treat or like prevent? And even if I don't implement all this stupid advice, it's in my brain. So I will lay on my pillow and go like, yeah, I can feel that wrinkle forming right now. I don't care, but I can feel it forming right now. They were right. Since when do I care about this? Have I been brainwashed?
This video is sponsored by Halara. Halara is a clothing brand that prioritizes comfort and movement. I dress vintage style every day, and I always had trouble finding clothing that I could wear to all sorts of activities. Halara to me is a great balance of functionality and comfort, not to mention the clothes are actually stylish and cute. I've had Halara pieces for a couple of years and they've definitely stood the test of time while being affordable at the same time. They sent me some new pieces here, like this top with thumb holes. I love thumb holes, I don't know why. These pants that I've been wearing religiously, or my personal favorite, these cute skirts with shorts and pockets hidden underneath. They're so practical. I also love this dress and I'm low-key considering signing up for tennis just so I can wear this fit. Also, you can participate in Halara's Circle event where you get a say in the latest designs. So you're trying out new products for free and you're providing your feedback. You will find the link to that in the description. But mostly, if you enjoy the pieces I'm showing as much as I do, use code Carolina for 20% off for full price items. All products shown in the video will be linked in the description box so you can have a look. Bye!
I'm currently at the ripe age of 31.
Damn! I'm sorry.
And I'm just beginning to like think about aging, think about what's gonna happen in the next decade and two. Never before in my life was I actually worried about this. All this internet content is making me think that it's something absolutely horrific that is just like lurking around the corner. I'm about to get attacked by the aging monster. I do not actually give a excuse my language. Anyway, so as I said, I am currently at the ripe age of 31.
I'm sorry.
Reaching 30 was definitely something that I feared a little. Maybe not even in terms of, oh my god, I'm getting old, I'm aging, but more like I had all these goals set for myself that I wanted to reach before 30 that I did not reach. I did not achieve those goals. And sure, I can blame the pandemic for delaying them, but the truth is I'm not getting any younger. So there was definitely this pressure as I approached my 30th year of life on this godforsaken planet. I actually don't have a massive issue with my birthday. I know that for a lot of people it is a stressful time. Some people struggle with that, with reaching that one day a year when they ponder on the passage of time and on their own mortality. But joke's on you! I think about that every day. Okay, I don't, but I definitely spend a lot of time thinking about how my life is going, who am I? So changing a number does not really make that much of a difference to me. I used to think the older I would be, the more my birthday would stress me out and the more I'd be like, wow, great, I am 1 year older, none the wiser. I haven't achieved anything of substance yet. But the older I actually am, the more I'm like, wow, I made it this far. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful for living in peace. I don't know if it's the various life experiences speaking, if it is observing what is happening in the world, but gratefulness is the primary feeling I have when it comes to aging, basically. Aging really is a privilege. Many in my family did not live to see old age. And with time, I realized it's actually not universal for everyone to just make it to their 80s, make it to their 90s. You don't have that for granted. Obviously, the physical limitations of aging are not fun. They're not something that I'm looking forward to. However, wisdom, not giving a fuck, more life experience, these all seem quite exciting to look forward to. In come social media. Now, regardless of how you view aging, one thing is sure, social media absolutely fucking hate it.
Have under eye bags or you would like to improve the color of your under eye, you need to do this technique.
I'm 53 and a half and I use facial.
This is the consequence of not taking care of my...
I am officially
They hate seeing people age. I have spoken about this on this channel before, about how we analyze every sign of aging we see on people online, to the point that we as a society don't really remember what people certain age look like, because we're constantly fed images of perfection. And then when someone is feeling brave and they're like, okay, maybe I'm gonna show that wrinkle, maybe I'm gonna show the gray hair, they are getting slammed for looking old or not looking their age. On top of that issue, I have noticed something that I feel is getting worse and worse, and it is the constant race against time. And it's all served in this very dramatic way. Like, if you don't act now, you're screwed. If you don't implement this method right now, your skin will age rapidly. If you don't take these precautions as soon as possible, you will have trouble in your 40s. If you don't stop doing this, you will regret it 10 years on. But somewhere between getting baby Botox and sleeping in the least wrinkle-inducing way, smothering your face with the latest anti-aging cream, face yoga, red light, this one exercise that will keep my belly skin snatched, there is no space and no time to actually sit with your aging and go, okay, it's happening, I can't reverse it, so let me at least use my time wisely. Let me find the right approach I have to aging, because I don't have to follow everyone else. At the end of the day, if we are privileged enough to make it to our 90s or even hundreds, trust me, no one's gonna go like, at least I will die looking 40 years younger. We hopefully will be just reminiscing on the love that we felt throughout our lives and all the experiences that we had, all the fun that we had. And regardless of how much work and money we put into our appearance, into conserving our appearance, the body underneath, that smooth skin, is still going to be aging. It's still going to be an aging body that's gonna get older and older as we go. That's life. Now, of course, this anti-aging discourse is fueled by the people that can profit off of it, like that can make a lot of money on that fear. Plastic surgeons, estheticians, cosmetic and makeup companies, beauty industry startups, they're all making money off of that fear. And they are obviously catering primarily to women, because women are under much more pressure to look young. And as I always say on this channel, the pressure to not age, the desire to not age is obviously not a new thing. In 1900s, the cosmetic industry boomed, and they obviously kept advertising for miracle creams that were supposed to prevent aging, that were supposed to reverse aging, that were supposed to fix all your problems. Before that, you would have traveling merchants visiting your town with mysterious concoctions, and they would be like, this one's gonna make your skin smooth as a baby, I promise you. I won't tell you the ingredients, but trust me, this one actually works. By the way, I'm leaving the town tomorrow, so you can't return the product. The desire to turn back time or to stop time is probably as old as humanity itself. I will say, however, regardless of that desire, there was a lot less pressure on people and a lot less pressure on women not to age or to not age. What is that grammatically correct? A prime example of that would be Queen Victoria, who as she got older, she just could not give less f***s. So she completely opted out from following the fashion trends. She was just like, you know what? I don't actually have to subscribe to this. She went as far as loosening her corset. In some photos, it actually looks like she was not wearing her corset at all, which, like, honestly, who would say anything about that? Like, she was 100% allowed to do that. She was the queen. In fact, it was very customary for older women to either drop the corsets or dress in fashions from decades prior, mainly due to the scarcity and expense of fabric, but also due to the fact that they just could not be bothered anymore. They did not have to attract potential partners, they did not have to impress the society, they could just live. Of course, women were still ridiculed for being old or looking old, and according to Jane Austen's novels, you were considered a mature woman in your 30s. But I think overall, aging was something that was expected and that was generally observed. The side effect was the feeling of being disposed of and invisible when you were getting older as a woman, which probably sucked even more if you were a single woman above the socially acceptable age bracket. But I'm assuming if you were like a working class mother of 11 children in your 60s. The fact that the street seller did not catcall you anymore was probably a good thing. Since female beauty was seen as a currency, when that was gone, you were both simultaneously broke, but also you were like out of circulation, so you could finally rest from the male gaze. Nowadays, I would say that we are seeing this erasure of aging, similarly to what happens with death. Like, we don't want to talk about death, we don't want to see death, we don't want to be involved with death, and we're kind of pushing it out of the public discourse. People get really uncomfortable when you bring it up. It's a new thing. Death used to be a topic, a subject that was brought up every 5 minutes because it was such an important part of life, but now it's like pushed out. So similarly to that, I think that's what's happening to the topic of aging as well. We are supposed to think that aging is something unnatural and something undesirable and something that could and should be avoided. So aging is basically being turned into an illness that we need to treat. I do understand that for some people, the idea of aging, the signs of aging, all that is absolutely terrifying. Just the transition time from like gradually maturing into your looks to suddenly looking different and noticing all the changes in your body. It is a scary thing to go through. I am noticing the first signs of aging on me and on people around me. And it's this bitter feeling of the changing of things. I am seeing my family members age, and it is heartbreaking because it just reminds you that they're not going to be here forever. But at the same time, I know that nothing in life is certain. It is not even a given that I will get to watch them grow old. Heck, I might go first. That's why instead I try to focus on the fact that I've known these people for so long and they've been an integral part of my life for so long that I begin to notice the passage of time on them, like physically. I think in general, we need to be more grateful. We need to be more gracious to ourselves and to others. We need to acknowledge that it's happening. There's not much we can do about it, and we should deal with it however we want to. But we shouldn't feel any pressure regarding how we do it. This should be our own decision only. Aging is such a personal thing that is actually really frustrating to be constantly bombarded with the only right approach to it, or like all the things you're doing wrong, or just solutions to the problems I didn't know I was having in the first place. So honestly, turn your phone off, go for a walk, use the sunscreen, because that's not just about the aging, that's about health. Use the sunscreen, have a look at some real people, and age as you please on your own terms. This is my sermon to you today. Thanks for watching, and bye!